Hi all, this is Dr. R. Rajini, Associate Professor of Economics, Sri GVG Vishwalachi College for Women. Now we are going to see about marginal productivity theory of distribution. Introduction of the theory. Marginal productivity theory is an attempt to explain the determination of rewards of various factors of production. It provides a general explanation of how the price of a factor of production is determined. According to the theory, the price of a factor tends to equal the value of its marginal product. Thus, rent is equal to the value of marginal product of land, wages are equal to the value of marginal product of labor, and so on. Assumptions of the theory. This theory assumes that there is a perfect competition in both product and factor markets. The operation of law of diminishing returns. Homogeneity and divisibility of factors of production. Operation of the law of substitution. Full employment of factors of production. Then lastly, exhaustion of the total product. Some key concepts of these theories are marginal physical product, which is known as MPP. It is defined as addition to the total product when one more unit of the variable factor is employed. The amount of all other factors remaining unchanged. Then the second one is marginal revenue product, is known as MRP. It is defined as the addition to the total revenue resulting from the employment of one more unit of the variable factor and the sale of the additional product. It is also noted as MRP is equal to MP into MR. The third one is value of marginal product, is VMP. It is defined as the product proceeds from the sale of the marginal product. It is also known as MP into P. The fourth one is average revenue productivity, ARP. It is the average revenue per unit of a factor of production. Explanation of the theory. The marginal productivity theory of distribution is generally the theory of distribution. The theory explains how prices of various factors of production are determined under conditions of perfect competition. It emphasizes that any variable factor must obtain a reward equal to its marginal product. We know that the national producer aims either at maximizing his profit or minimizing his loss. The producer is in equilibrium only when the marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. The factor price is equal to marginal revenue productivity, or VMP. It has been explained in the tabular format. Determination of factor employment and firm's equilibrium in a factor market. The theory states that a firm should employ that many units of a factor where marginal revenue productivity becomes equal to the factor price. VMP of a factor equal to factor price. In this table, we take labor as units from 1 to 7. Then wage rate of the labor in rupees as rupees 50. Then marginal revenue product in rupees terms. In this table, we can see that in the fifth unit, the wage rate is equal to MRP. The ideal producer will stop appointing the labor at this stage. It also be explained in diagrammatic form. In this diagram, when MRP is greater than wage rate, firm can increase its profit by employing more labor. At equilibrium, MRP equals to wage rate. Similarly, if wage rate is greater than MRP, the firm will be in loss. Then it will go to reducing number of labors till wages and MRP becomes equal. Hence, the firm will employ 5 or n units of labor. Thus, under perfect competition in the labor market, a firm is in equilibrium when two conditions are fulfilled. Number 1, MRP is equal to AW is equal to MW is equal to wage rate. That is, MRP is equal to average wage is equal to marginal wage is equal to wage rate. Then the second condition is MRP curve must cut MV curve from above. So we take labor units in x-axis, wage or revenue productivity in y-axis. The optimum level of wage is determined at point E. OW is the optimum level of wage and ON is the optimum number of employed laborers. Now we are proceed with the criticisms of this theory. Number 1, the theory ignores the role of supply curve of factors in determination of price of a factor. Secondly, the theory assumes full employment. Full employment rarely exists in real world. Thirdly, the theory is based on the assumption of perfect competition. It is an unrealistic assumption which rarely exists in the real world. Fourth one, the short period is ignored. Fifth point, it is difficult to calculate MP of factor because production is a joint effort of all factors. Lastly, it only explains the demand side of the factors. Thank you for listening.